Hey fam, it's been a minute. It's honestly probably been a whole year, which is mind-boggling, but here we are back in action. It's 2023. How did that happen? Yep, if you're like me, you probably are feeling a little bit of a date shock as well, but it's January, and one of the goals I set for January was to make time for Chelsea Brown Designs, because if you don't know, I also started a planner company, Amplify Planner, and it's been a very needy little growing business, and it's been taking up all of my time, and poor Chelsea Brown Designs has kind of been on the back burner while we've been trying to grow this other baby over here. So starting 2023, I was like, you know what, I really need to make time for Chelsea Brown Designs, and one of those things is to get back into YouTube videos, because it's just a great way for us to hang out, for you to get to know me. It's just a whole other platform of sharing ideas and information, and it also helps Amplify Planner too, so it's a little bit multi-purpose, if you will. So I figured might as well, you know, dive right in and start with a plan with me video. We are already a whole week into 2023. I kind of wanted to give myself a minute before I was like, all the goals all at once, we're gonna do everything, because I tend to be one of those people that I'm gonna do all of the things, and then that's a terrible idea and I get burned out and it doesn't go anywhere. So I was like, okay, before we get like too ahead of ourselves, let's just give ourselves a week of like doing some new things before we tackle on a whole other platform that is YouTube on top of it. So here we are. It's been a week. You know, we're going into the second week of January, and I just thought we would start with a weekly plan with me and kind of go from there and see what becomes of this. So diving right in, I'm just going to go ahead and put my pencil guard in and throw this planner in half. I am going to use a weekly kit. I did switch from the horizontal weekly to the vertical weekly. My life has gotten very hectic, especially the first quarter of the year. My mom is undergoing chemotherapy for bladder cancer, and so my schedule has become a mix of Chelsea Brown Designs things, Amplify Planner things, my things, and now my mom's things. So a vertical weekly layout just kind of helps keep things a little bit more organized in the structure of morning to evening. And I've been liking that to just help see my overall week, since I'm tackling a lot of schedules all at once. So that's why I'm using the vertical. I'm gonna use this little snow day kit because it's January and it has been super cold and snowy here in Colorado. It's snowed, so usually the weather in Colorado is fairly mild. I mean, we definitely get our snow days. That's what we're famous for. But usually it'll snow, and then within a couple days it'll all be melted. It definitely hangs out in the mountains a lot more, which, as it should, that's where it should stay. But here in, you know, the city, trying to get this to line up right, it tends to, yeah, snow and then melt. But we got a snowstorm a couple weeks ago. I think it was a couple weeks ago. And it's just been lingering around, and the roads are still all icy and it's gross. And I feel like I'm living in Chicago or, you know, someplace in the upper Midwest where it snows and then it doesn't go away until summer. And I just want everything to melt and get back to normal. So this snow day kit is perfect for that, because, yeah, it's icy and snowy and gross outside. So I've gone ahead and put these little headers along the top, along with the days of the week stickers. If I can get this one to peel from the paper. There we go. I was being a little fussy. Okay, so that's that. Next I'm gonna do this little sidebar with these sidebar stickers. I am still trying to get comfortable with the vertical weekly layout. It's definitely a little new to me. I've been using the horizontal for for a while now. So just trying to figure out what my style is as far as the weekly layout goes. We're learning. And I think that's like my best advice for if you're new to planning or if you're trying out a new planner, is like you're gonna have to mess around with it to see what you like and what you don't like. And so each week might look a little bit different. You don't know what your style is, but just don't be afraid to try new things and experiment in your planner. It's always ever changing, or at least mine is always ever changing. It looks different every month sometimes, every week, every quarter. It's always changing. Okay, so from there, we have the bulk of our stickers. Okay, so what I kind of did with last week was these little dots, and I do like that. I think I might kind of block off the work stuff a little bit more because I want to write in what I want to work on for each day, because it gets a little busy with the dots and it's kind of hard to focus on what I want that to look like. So I think maybe doing some boxes and some dots might be the way to go. I kind of use my weekly layout as an hourly layout, even though the planner isn't hourly. I just count it out. It's not too terribly inconvenient. I'm also going to date this really quick so I know what I'm doing. So I do have some colors. These are the Crayola Super Tips, and then I have a Periwinkle mild liner. This poor mild liner has been through some things, but it's still kicking, so I'll take it. And I'm gonna use that for color coding just my days. I think I'm gonna start with this light gray for a morning routine. And I kind of just go down a couple of spaces just to give it some breathing room visually. Okay, and then I'm gonna keep peeking back at what I did last week because I did like it, but I just want to see what I'm trying to accomplish here. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna finish out Monday. Monday's kind of weird because I have to feed the horses, and with it being winter, it gets dark so early, so I have to feed them kind of early, so it kind of interrupts my work day. So I'll probably feed the horses and then come back and do like my work shutdown routine, and then go and like have dinner and do like the evening stuff. So it's just always a weird time when I have to feed the horses because the sun sets before 5, and so I have to get out there before 5. Okay, as far as Tuesday goes, I'm gonna kind of fill things out and then we'll put boxes in. Tuesday's a really kooky day because I also have to feed the horses and we have a Patreon Zoom call. So it's just gonna look a little bit different, but the morning and the evening part should be relatively the same. So I'm gonna start there and then kind of fill in the middle afterwards. Okay, this day's a little kooky too. So we'll draw our lines and then our boxes. I do try to do, I've kind of set myself in a routine of doing Amplify Planner stuff in the morning and then Chelsea Brown Design stuff at night, or like the afternoon, like late afternoon. I've tried to mix it up and like do one day on and one day off, and it just doesn't work like that for my brain. So I like to do it this way, and it just is how it works. Sometimes you have to do what works for you. Okay, so there is Wednesday. Thursday seems to be the only normal day. So I will take it. I like normal days. It makes everything easier, and it's gonna kind of mimic Monday, but I don't have to feed the horses. So let's see, we'll do our mornings and evenings the same. Okay, Thursday is filled out, so we'll draw the boxes for this. Another thing, I feel like I should have wrote this up. So one thing I'm really focusing on for January is building routines. Just having some consistency between each day, I feel like will just help make everything better for me. This is the tricky part, is getting boxes on the coil side, but it doesn't have to be perfect, so that is okay with me. Perfect. So yeah, one thing I'm trying to do is build more consistent routines. So I have a morning routine that I've actually been implementing since about the end of November. And I started with that because I knew, you know, again, I'm the type of person that likes to do all the things all at once. So I was like, let's just start with a morning routine and get that under control, and then start adding on to everything else. So now I have a morning routine. I'm working on a work startup routine, which I've also had pretty under control as well. I do the same things when I start working every morning. So that's nothing new. But the new things are having a work shutdown routine and then getting a stronger before bed routine. So you'll see dots, yeah, for work startup, work shutdown, and before bed, as well as like the morning. So if you're just like, what does that mean? That's what that's about, is I'm just trying to create a little bit more organized structure and consistency throughout my day, how I start it and how I end it. So that's my game plan for January. Let's go ahead and date. Okay, we'll do Friday and then we'll kind of look at the weekend, because the weekend is the weekend and sometimes it's a little kooky too. Okay, so the weekend, I know I'm gonna kind of plan it together. The weekend I do have to feed the horses Sunday morning, so I'm just gonna put a dot for that. Otherwise my weekends are pretty flexible, so I'll probably draw a box for Sunday and then probably use some of these boxes just for the weekend, just to write down like random to-do lists. I usually volunteer at the cat rescue on Saturdays, but kind of depends. The time isn't always the same every week. So I'm just gonna draw a box for Sunday, and then yeah, I'm gonna add these little boxes, and those will be nice to throw in. Maybe I'll do this. I'm just going to put volunteer on the top of Saturday, and then I'm going to write down, at least when it gets closer, some of the cats I need to take photos of, because I missed a couple this past weekend. Okay, and that is the bulk of our week. So now it's just doing this little sidebar. So let's see. It's my Chelsea Brown Designs anniversary this week, which it's actually falls into next weekend, but it's also National Sticker Day this week, I believe on Friday, so maybe I'll do a little weekend sale. I know this is probably the last minute to think about it, but sometimes that's just how it works out. Life balance activity is a great question as well. Again, it's been so snowy and cold and gross, and I haven't been able to really spend any quality time with Cedar because it's just Antarctica out there. So I'm gonna write that down. Quality time with Cedar, because hopefully by this weekend it'll be thought out. And then, sorry, I just picked up my planner and then set it right back down. Let's see. We're gonna use this box for daily work themes, which is one of the things I like to do, assigning specific categories for each day. Monday and Tuesday are usually social media. Social media just takes up a lot of time. And then we'll use the habit tracker for my routines. We have morning routine, work startup, work shutdown before bed. And then these two boxes are gonna be Amplify Planner tasks, and then like Chelsea Brown Designs tasks that I wanna get done this week. Okay, with that, I think we are good to go. Here's our week. It's a little hectic, you know, a lot of little things filling out, but next week's gonna be more hectic. So I'll take the calmness that is this week before I take the chaos that is next week. But I hope you guys are excited to see me back. I'm glad to be back. And if you have any requests, as always, leave them in the comments. And I'll see you guys next week. And we'll just keep going on from there. But I missed you guys. I'm happy to be back. See you next time. Bye.